You ever come across something and you just know it's special? For me, I got that feeling when I started playing. 2023's The Finals is a first-person shooter battle royale that has quickly become one of my favorites in the genre. That's because it isn't a battle royale, at least in the traditional sense. When I say battle royale, you probably think of something like Fortnite. 100 players, everyone fights to the death, last person or team alive wins, right? Well, The Finals is kinda like that, if you squint a little. A game starts with 24 players split into 2 lobbies of 12, broken into 4 teams of 3. Those 4 teams will fight over objectives called cash outs. If you're the team controlling the cash out at the moment it unlocks, you get the payout. Rinse and repeat until the round is over. The top 2 teams for both lobbies move on to the second round, and then play another set. The top 2 teams of that round then move on to the finals, where the first team to get 2 cash outs wins. The finals is technically a battle royale in that you're fighting amongst other teams for the cash outs, last team standing wins, but it just doesn't feel right to call it a battle royale. It feels too different from the others in the genre. I honestly struggle to really explain why it feels different. Maybe it's because of the focus on the objectives, maybe it's the tournament format, I don't know. What I do know is that I'm doing a great job describing this game so far, but I promise it really is that unique in practice. It doesn't really fall into any pre-existing genre. It's just The Finals. It's not just the format that makes the finals unique, though. There's a number of things that make the moment-to-moment gameplay feel distinct, but not just between battle royales. I'm talking first-person shooters as a whole. In my eyes, there's 4 unique things that this game does to set itself apart from the rest. The first is the developer's forte: destruction. The Finals is developed by Embark Studios, who's notable for being composed of former DICE employees. If that sounds familiar, they're the Battlefield guys. If there's anything you know about classic Battlefield, it's the destruction. The Finals brings that map interactivity to a Battle Royale-esque format, with everyone able to destroy walls, floors, and even whole buildings to gain whole buildings in order to gain an advantage on the competition. While Fortnite may let you do the same thing, it doesn't simulate the ensuing physics like the Finals does.
Do it! Do it!
You might get a scenario where the ceiling collapses and gives either you or your opponent cover, or it makes the cash out easier or harder to get to. Hell, you can go so far as to bring entire buildings down on people. What's more, it isn't like Marvel Rivals where all that destruction just gets reset during a round. When you blow some shit up, it stays blown up. To quote the video that got me to try the finals in the first place,
"It is the big 2025. We have the strongest consoles and computers of the modern era, with even better parts coming out year after year. So why in the blue fuck are we not utilizing all of that power for anything else than to render uncanny realistic skin pores or titty jiggle physics? Or, maybe the Chinese are onto something.
The Finals feels like a truly modern shooter because it uses our processing power to its fullest. It's raising the bar of physics simulations in multiplayer games, which as a Half-Life fan, I appreciate. That ability to truly change the map to your advantage isn't just incredible to behold, but it helps make the Finals the Finals. The second, arguably boldest thing that the Finals does to set itself apart from Battle Royales, certainly, but shooters as a whole, would have to be its loadouts. Sure, getting to choose your gear going into a match is a nice change of pace, calling back to stuff like Team Fortress 2, but the really interesting bit is that, at any point, you only get one gun. No secondaries, no sidearms, you pick a weapon, and that's what you're using. This alone changes the dynamic of combat, maybe more than you realize. Let's say you're playing Fortnite and you're shooting at some dude, but you run out of ammo. No worries, you just swap over to another gun. In the Finals, you're gonna have to reload during combat. Do you run to cover first, or do you try to dodge the enemy's bullets as you reload? That's another layer of depth. I main the dual blade, so while I can't fight at range, I don't need to reload. If I see someone reloading, that's basically a free kill for me. That's another layer of depth. What adds even more complexity are your gadgets. Grenades, sensors, revives, mobility, etc. You get 3 options to choose from depending on your weight class, plus a special ability. That can be anything from a turret to a grappling hook. Everything has a use, it just depends on how you use it. I've used a jump pad for everything from getting the drop on unsuspecting players to sending people out of a skyscraper window. There's always another way you can use your gadgets and tools, which is what helps make the Finals the Finals. The third unique thing they do isn't as groundbreaking as the destruction or as interesting as only having one gun. This is more of a subjective thing, so I'll do my best to explain why I think it's fair game design. I love the time to kill in the Finals. If you look at something like Rainbow Six Siege or Call of Duty, you only need to shoot someone for the blink of an eye for them to die. One good headshot's all you need. Sure, it rewards fast reflexes and precise aim, but it's a bit much in my opinion. You can be doing your thing and then before you can even react, you're dead. The Finals time to kill is much higher in comparison, which is balanced around the weight classes I mentioned earlier. Heavies have the most health and tend to have lower DPS, the inverse is true for lights, and mediums lie somewhere in the middle. Outside of some very rare circumstances, you're going to have enough time to fight back in the Finals. Maybe you won't get a kill, but hey, it's better than nothing. The curious thing that happens in the game, though, you learn how much damage you output, and unlike most battle royales, that never increases. There's no armor, there's no shields, there's no luck-based drop to inflate your health bar. However much HP you have is as much HP as you're gonna get. It just feels fair. Except for when they live on like one teeny pixel of health or they had heals being shoved up their ass, then I fucking hate this game at 0 out of 10. That's what makes the Finals the Finals. The last unique thing I've noticed in my time playing the Finals is maybe my favorite thing that the game does. In my opinion, no other game handles comebacks like the Finals. Let me tell you a story to illustrate my point. It's the last minute of a round. Everyone's fighting over the last cash out. You're set to be eliminated. The clock is ticking. As everyone's distracted with each other, you swoop in, start contesting the point. You hold, and you get it. There isn't enough time for another contention. You get the cash out, and you make the cut. It truly feels like you're never down for the count. As of recording the script, last night I had a game where every round my team was just floundering. No hate to the other guys, it just wasn't our night. Nonetheless, we somehow squeaked our way into the second round, and into the final round doing exactly what I just described. We even went on to win the entire goddamn thing. This all not only leaves underdogs with the hope of making the cut at the end of the round, but it makes the game tense for everyone else. There's always a non-zero chance someone makes a comeback and kicks someone else out. The game is always tense, but there's always hope. It's a really interesting dynamic that I don't think any other game manages to capture. I think it's because of comebacks being frequent and possible that I find it kinda hard to get tilted while playing. Now don't get me wrong, it's fucking infuriating when you're in a duo and your shit-ass random light teammate goes off on their own and gets killed, and then rage quits. Outside of that, I don't really get mad at the game. There's always a chance we can win, so it's pretty rare that I get salty or crash out at the game. It is a decently sweaty game, but it's hard to get mad at. It's just fun. And if there's anything that makes the finals, it'd be that. I hope I've gotten it across that I think this game is truly something special. It's pushing the envelope of game design, when other games are just content with copying each other. That being said, there's still a bunch of other miscellaneous things that I also think the game does really well. I think the depth of the game is incredible, both mechanically and strategically. There's so many ways to play the game, and so many ways to get good, but it never feels daunting. I could probably make an entire video on the stupid strategies my friends and I have discovered, but our latest and favorite has to be getting a cash out in an elevator. We just mashed the keypad going from floor to floor, not letting the enemy get a chance to contest the point. It was hilarious. It was fucking brilliant. That being said, the next time we tried it...
Michael! Don't leave me here! Michael! Michael!
I love the character customization. This game's free to play, so you know there had to be some microtransactions. But I think they handle skins better than most modern games. While at a glance the store doesn't look like anything too unique, you're able to buy pieces of outfits instead of being forced to get the entire one. It's great for player freedom, as well as cosplays. Also, want to hear something really cool? Take this one bundle for $20. You get a skin, which is definitely not Raiden, as well as $20 worth of in-game currency. Yeah, it's like that for every bundle. No matter what you buy, you're always getting that corresponding amount of in-game money. Now that is a good goddamn deal. Not only are the devs super generous, they're also pretty funny. Referencing memes with your emotes is always a bit dicey, but I think they've got a pretty good selection.
So, you got detention.
Putting all the mechanics together, I think the finals doesn't just manage to be a great game, but I think it's an unpredictable game. Everyone's going to play it differently. Every match is going to be different. Maybe one match I'll be an aura farming god, deflecting every bolt shot at me. Then the next I'll be getting melted by a flamethrower. Every round I load into feels fresh. I don't really see myself getting tired of this game anytime soon. How could I? It's unpredictable. The devs are hilarious and generous. The depth is incredible. The comebacks are exhilarating. The combat always feels fair. The loadouts have so much freedom. The destruction is awe-inspiring. It's unlike anything I've played before. And that's what makes the finals the finals. If you've watched it this far, maybe you should give it a try. As always, thanks for watching.